Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Global Digital Success.
Success. Ah.
Happy Monday to everyone, or happy Tuesday if you're ready on Tuesday. So let's find out what is our topic for today.
Our topic for today is we welcome you to our Global Digital Success today. Then today's topic is digital conference.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Digital confidence, become comfortable with technology.
Yes. Thank you, Christiana. So that's our topic for today. But before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
My name
My
is
name is
Patsy.
Patsy.
I'm a
I'm a
mother
mother
of
of
four and
four and
grandmother to
grandmother
nine.
to nine.
Originally, I came
Originally, I came
from
from
Brunei. Now
Brunei. Now
I
I
am
am
a business digital owner and mentor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. I'm originally from Mexico, now residing in the US. I am a wife, a mom, a grandmother, and a former educational assistant, now a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello
Hello
everyone.
everyone.
Happy and blessed Monday. My name is Christiana. I am originally from Nigeria. I reside in Texas, USA. I am a registered nurse by profession. I am a proud digital business owner and also a mentor. Thank you.
Thank, thank you, everyone. Okay, so let's have Maimuna to introduce herself.
Hello, hi. My name is Maimuna Diallo. I'm from West Africa. I'm living in New York City. I'm a proud digital business owner.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, so let's dive into our topic for today. Maimuna.
The topic is digital confidence became comfortable with with technology.
Thank you, Maimuna. So that's our topic for today. So welcome back to another episode of the Global Digital Success Talk. Um, let us ask you a question today. Have you ever looked at a new piece of technology and thought, I'm not sure if I can learn this? Well, if you have, you're not alone. Many people feel uncertain when something new appears. But here's what I've learned. Confidence doesn't come before learning. Confidence grows because we are willing to learn. So today, we'd like to share 6 ideas that can help us become more comfortable with technology, regardless of our background or experience. And for that, we're going to be talking about the following points. Sorry, Christiana, you're muted.
Good. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, today's point number one is everyone starts as a beginner. Number two, technology is a tool, not a replacement for people. Number three is curiosity is more powerful than fear. Four, digital skills create more possibilities. Number five is keep learning even when technology changes. Thank you.
Thank you, Christiana. So those are the points that we're going to be talking today. So let's dive into our first point.
Okay. First point is everyone starts as a beginner. And this is true for anything in life when you're starting something, right? And let me tell you something. I wish I had understood much earlier in my life is that you don't have to know how to do something before you begin. When I started a new chapter, I was not an expert. I didn't know how to build a digital business. I didn't have any business background and I didn't understand all the technology. Um, I also didn't know how to create content or use different platforms or communicate my message online. And honestly, there were moments when I wonder, what am I doing? Can I really learn all of this? But I decided not to let what I didn't know stop me from discovering what I could learn. So I started asking questions, I watched trainings, I practiced. Of course, I made many mistakes, but I tried again and again, and little by little, something changed. The technology that once intimidated me became something I could use. The things that once felt complicated started becoming familiar. And my confidence didn't come first, my willingness to learn came first. So the confidence came because I kept giving myself permission to be a beginner. And that's why, if you're watching this and thinking, I don't know how, I want you to change that sentence to, I don't know how yet. So, those two little words, yet, leave the door open. You don't need to become an expert today. You simply need to be curious enough to take the first step, because every person you admire for what they know today, and one said, they probably once said exactly that they didn't know how to, but they decided to begin anyway. So be a beginner isn't a weakness, it's evidence that you are brave enough to learn something new. So today I want to ask you this question: what is something you've been telling yourself, I don't know how to do, when perhaps the truth is simply, I haven't learned it yet? So back to you, Sandy. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabel. So Isabel talk about everyone starts as a beginner. um like Isabel mentioned, every expert that we know today, like for example, Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, they're all were beginners like us, learning for the first time. So don't be afraid to ask questions, always stay curious, and always take that first step where you are. That's how you're gonna be able to do it. And Isabel mentioned, don't wait until you feel confident to begin. Start where you are, learn as you go, and let your confidence grow with you. There you go. All right, so let's move on to our next point.
Wait, Lukaya. So wait. Let's move to the point three. Technology is tool, not a replace for people. Technology has changed the way we work, communicate, and solve a problem. It helps us to complete the task faster, reach more people, and operate more efficiently. But technology work best when we support people, not when we replace human quality and make our work meaningfully. No app or digital platform replace genius relationship. Communication is empty. Trust and understanding is still matter. This quality help us connect with other to recognize their need and prove their real value. So as we use technology, we should always ask ourselves, how does this tool support my purpose? How does this help to serve other people? We should not use technology simply because it's available or popular. We should use it intentionally to learn to solve problems, strengthen relationship, and create opportunity. Reflection to this point is technology works best when helping people to connect, learning, and grow. The key takeaway today is learning use learning. Learn to use technology as tool to support your purpose. Let increase your impact without losing human connection behind your work. Now let's move to the point four. Curiosity is more powerful than fear. Thank you.
Thank you, Maimuna. So Maimuna talk about technology is a tool and not a replacement for people. So don't be afraid to use technology, because when you combine technology with the human skills that we have, so you combine the communication, the empathy, and the purpose, It will help us to create that greater value and also to help to strengthen relationships and be able to work more effectively. So use the technology as a tool and don't think it's gonna replace people because we have the human touch. All right, so let's move on to the next point.
Uh, Global curiosity is more powerful than fear. There's a point four. Today, I want to talk about something that we all experience at some point in our lives: fear of trying something new. Sometimes, when we see a new technology, a new opportunity, or something we don't understand, our first reaction might be, I can't do that. But what if we can change those words to, I can't do it yet, but I can learn? The small change in our mindset can make a big difference. Instead of allowing the fear to stop us, curiosity invites us to explore. We can ask questions, try new tools, and learn at our own pace. And let's remember, making mistakes doesn't mean we have failed. Mistakes are part of the learning process. Every time we try something new, we learn something, and every lesson we learn builds a little more confidence. Sometimes the simplest question, how does this work, can open the door to a entirely new opportunity. The more curious we become, the more willing we are to learn. And the more we learn, the more confident we become. I love this reflection. Curiosity opens the doors that fear keeps closed. So when something feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable, instead of saying, I can't, let's ask ourselves, what can I learn? We don't have to know everything today, we just have to be willing to take the next step. The key takeaway is this: curiosity, choose curiosity over hesitation. But because we stay curious, we give ourselves permission to grow, to learn, and discover new possibilities that we never have imagined. Thank you.
Thank you, Patsy. So Patsy talk about curiosity is more powerful than fear. Um, because when you choose to learn and ask questions and you're able to embrace those mistakes and open the door to be able to grow, to be able to have more confidence and to be able to have more possibilities. So it's a good thing if you are a curious person because you know it help you to learn more things and help you to grow. All right, so let's move on to the next point. Our next point is digital skills create more possibilities. You know, one of the greatest advantages we have today is the opportunity to learn skills that connect us with people and opportunities around the world. Digital skills aren't just about learning new technology, they are about becoming more adaptable in a world that is constantly changing. So every new skill you learn gives you another tool you can use in the future. So whether it's learning how to communicate online or create content or use artificial intelligence, collaborate virtually like we are doing right now, or organize your work more efficiently, each skill expands your options. So you may not need every skill today, but the knowledge you gain now could open doors you never expected tomorrow. So the world will continue to evolve, and those who are willing to keep learning are often the ones who are best prepared to adapt. So the goal isn't to know everything. The goal is to remain curious, just like we mentioned on the previous point, enough to keep growing. So I've seen this happen in my own life. You know, people from every profession and every stage of life are discovering that learning digital skills helps them stay connected, continue growing, and serve others in new ways. So what once felt unfamiliar gradually becomes more comfortable through practice and consistency. So remember, Learning doesn't happen all at once. It happens one lesson, one question, and one skill at a time. So every improvement builds confidence and prepare you for future opportunities that may not even exist yet. So as today's reflection reminds us, the skill you learn today can prepare you for tomorrow's opportunity. So here is a message for you guys. Invest in learning skills that help you adapt because every new digital skill expands your possibilities, strengthens your confidence, and prepares you to thrive in a changing world. So that's what I wanted to share for that. Now let's move on to the next point.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching our live, and those that's going to watch later, we really appreciate your time. Today I'll be talking about keep learning even when technology changes. We all agree that technology is changing every day, and today we are talking about AI. When you come online, people want to know if you're real, if you're AI, and it will keep on happening that way. So technology will continue to evolve. Technology is always changing. New tools, new platform, ways of doing things will continue to emerge. So we have to be willing to adapt to changes rather than fear, or rather than pulling away from it. Because if we change with time, and we find out that everything will be fast for us. And another point is lifelong learners adapt more easily. When you develop the habit of learning, change becomes easier. Instead of saying, I don't know how to do this, then you begin to say, I can learn how to do it. Growth comes from continuous improvement. We don't have to become an expert overnight. When we improve little by little and keep practicing what we learn, those small improvements eventually produces big results. Consistency is the key. We don't need to know everything today. This is something I have learned through my digital business, and also me as a nurse. I don't have to know everything before I start. All I need is to learn it step by step every day. I've learned how to create content. I've learned how to make videos. I've learned how to go live. And all these things didn't happen overnight. They happened because I was willing to learn. Learning is a lifetime journey. We all know that the day we stop learning is the day we stop going down. This is something I have learned through my digital business. I don't have to know everything before I start. All I need to do is to learn all over and all over. Then there's always something new to learn, whether it's creating content, whether it's in your business, whether it's in your personal life. The important thing is remain open, remain coachable, be willing to learn. My reflection today is the greatest digital skills is the willingness to keep learning. Technology might change, but when you are willing to learn, you can continue to adapt and you continue to move forward. Then my takeaway today is confidence grows when learning becomes a habit. The more you learn and practice, the more comfortable you become. So don't be afraid of what you don't know. Stay willing to learn, because every new skills you prepares you for next opportunity. Thank you so much. I will pass it over to Sandy.
Thank you, Christiana. So, Christiana talked about keep learning even when technology changes. We do have a couple of comments here. So, don't wait until you feel confident to begin. Start where you are, learn as you go, and let your confidence grow with it. We also have a like emoji from Duriat Menan Nangalakil. So, thank you so much for your like emoji and for watching the live with us today. Okay. Um, So going back to Christiana's point, so keep learning even when technology changes. So when we I stay committed, long-term learning, um, that is help us, to be able to adapt with confidence. We also help you, to stay prepared to for whatever future the future brings, because if you keep learning, even when the technology changes, long, and you commit that learning for long term, you are more able to adapt to anything. So that's why it's important to keep learning and never stop learning, because it will help you to acquire the knowledge, acquire the skills, and be able to adapt easily. All right, so let's move on to our key takeaway for today's topic.
Okay, so technology will continue to change, and we all know that, right? New tools will continue to appear, but one thing will always remain valuable: a willingness to learn. And remember, you don't have to become an expert overnight. You simply need to stay curious, keep practicing, keep asking questions, and keep moving forward one lesson at a time. Because digital confidence isn't about knowing everything, it's about believing that you can always learn something new.
Thank you, Isabel. That's our key takeaway for this topic. We do also have a comment from Christiana. She says, confidence grows when learning becomes a habit. The more you learn and practice, the more comfortable you become. So don't be afraid of what you don't know today. Stay willing to learn, because every new skill you learn prepares you for your next opportunity. So there you go. So now let's find out what is our message for the audience.
The message for the audience is this week challenge yourself to learn one new digital skill. It could be exploring a new app, trying a new feature, or watching a short tutorial. Ask yourself, what one small digital skill could make life easier this month? And then take the first step.
Thank you, Patsy. So that's our message for the audience. That's our message for the audience. So we have arrived to the end of our lives. So we hope so what we shared today about digital confidence, how to become comfortable with technology, will help you, with the tips that we gave you, to always keep learning, don't be afraid, stay curious. And remember that digital confidence doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from choosing to stay curious. It comes from keep learning, and it comes from taking one step at a time, because when you do that, every new skill you develop today will help you to expand your possibilities and help you to prepare you for the opportunities for tomorrow. Isabel, what is next Monday's topic?
Next Monday's topic is how AI is changing everyday's life and why that's good news for lifelong learners.
Thank you, Isabel. So yeah, so that's our topic for next Monday. So it will be a conversation about how artificial intelligence is becoming part of everyday life and why it creates new opportunities for lifelong learners, and how curiosity and adaptability can help us navigate the future with confidence. So, saying that, we have arrived to the end of our lives. So we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. And to our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. We want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Monday for those who are on Monday, and a happy and blessed Tuesday for those who are on Tuesday, and a happy and blessed week ahead for everyone. So, thank you again for being here with us today, and we'll see you again in our next episode of the Global Digital Success Talks. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all, and thank you for watching.